Today, we're going to talk about how I got a $5,000 eye surgery for free while in the Army. But without further ado, let's get to it. What is up, guys? Ben Allen back again with another video, and like I just said, we're going to be talking about the eye surgery I got when I was active duty Army. Keep in mind, I've been wearing glasses since I was in like the first grade, and when I finally got the eye surgery, I was like coming up on 20 years old. So wearing glasses pretty much, a majority of my life was insane, and then being able to just finally see without them was even more insane, because I did glasses for a while, then I did contacts up until from like 9th grade up until the time I got my eye surgery. And we're gonna be talking about exactly how I went about doing that and getting that surgery, so maybe you guys can do it yourselves if you have vision problems, you've been wearing glasses for a long time, and all that stuff. We're gonna get into that, but before we jump into the main topic, a little bit about me for those of you that are new to the channel. If you're barely tuning in, some background information on me is I did 4 years active duty Army as a 68 Whiskey combat medic. I got out in September 2019, did a couple of months in the civilian side, and decided to join the Army Reserves. And I started doing that in October 2019 up until now, currently. So it's almost been a full year since I've been in the reserves. So I have that active duty knowledge and that reserve knowledge. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about either or, feel free to ask me about them. I will be more than happy to answer them to the best of my abilities. If you want to find a way to contact me, the best possible place to do so is through my Instagram at Ben_Allen175. I answer every single question I get through there. It's the best possible place to reach me, all right? Again, if you're new here and you're barely tuning into this video, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up, show that support. Liking this video really helps us out tremendously. And again, if you're new, subscribe to this channel for more military related videos and live streams almost every Wednesday of me going over just answering your all's questions. It's a live Q&A. I try to do them every Wednesday. Fridays I try to play Among Us with my friends, so tune in for that as well. It takes 2 seconds to subscribe, and you guys might as well do it right now. You got the time, so let's get it done. But with all that out of the way, guys, jumping into my eye surgery, right? So I've been wearing glasses for as long as I can remember. Like, I think up until like first grade, until my adult life in the military. And there comes a point where you just get fed up with glasses. They get in the way all the time, especially at football practice. You put your helmet on, take your glasses off, put them on, and just everything else, especially in basic training. Like, glasses were the worst. Combatives, no fun with glasses. Had to take them off. I'm pretty much blind. I can't even see who I'm grappling with. It was just a hassle, you know what I mean? But then I found out about PRK, right? And this is kind of an alternative to LASIK. And they were telling me about it. They're like, yeah, you can get PRK, blah blah blah. And I was like, how do I do that? Mind you, I was in Kuwait at the time when I found out about this. They're like, yeah, as soon as you get back, get the ball rolling, start doing it, get everything set up. And I was like, okay, cool. So we're at SRP, which is pretty much a reverse SRP actually, which is a bunch of stations you have to go through when you get back from a rotation or a deployment to make sure your health is good. They take lab samples, everything like that, check your vision, hearing. And so at Vision, I see the paper. It's like the little requirement sheet pretty much. And it says the requirements, must be at least 19 years old, you got to have this, that, and the other. And I actually was able to find that same requirement sheet. So I pulled it up on my phone right here, and pretty much you have to certify to a few things, right? So actually this one, right? So this is for active duty only from what I know, but it says you must have at least 6 months remaining on active duty status, meaning within the next 6 months you're not going to get out of the military, either ETS or get kicked out. You must be at least 19 years of age, have 3 months stabilization at Fort Bliss, meaning that you're not going to be deploying or going on a rotation in the next 3 months, and you're going to be available at Fort Bliss. Because this is where I got it at Fort Bliss. Your base may be a little different in terms of how long you may need to stay there, but just keep in mind this could be around the same. No adverse personal actions pending, meaning med boards, any flags, or UCMJ, meaning you can't have failed a PT test and it be on your record, or hide weight, or you couldn't have gotten in trouble, gotten Article 15, things like that, be on extra duty, you can't do that. And if you wear contact lenses, you will need to be out of contact lenses a minimum of 30 days prior to your initial appointment, meaning do not put your contacts on, wear them for pretty much not at all. Like, just don't even put them on because you're getting ready to get the surgery. If you meet the requirements, you will download and fill out the packet, make sure it is legible, double check all the applications to make sure all boxes have been checked. Incomplete or ineligible applications will not be processed. Commander's authorization form requires O3 or above signature. O2 and below require assumption of command orders. Commander's authorizations expire 90 days after the date of signature. So this is where I ran into my first hurdle when I was initially trying to get my commander's authorization sheet signed off on, because we were in the middle of a field problem, right? At least our commander was, he wasn't there. So the XO was in charge and he was only an O2. And pretty much, like it said, you need assumption of command orders. So they had to do that, he had to go get those, and he was able to finally sign off on my sheet after my packet had been sitting up at not the S shop, but pretty much, you know, the commander's office for like the last week and a half. I'm like, okay, cool. Luckily, one of our medical NCOs was pretty much the clerk, I guess you could say, for the commander's office and stuff like that. So she was able to get my paperwork into the commander. At the time, he was pretty much the XO, just taking over the commander. So he was the acting commander. He signed off on it. I was like, oh my God, thank you. And so I was able to take that back to the hospital, turn it in, and they're like, okay, cool, we're ready to schedule you, all of this stuff, right? And so they scheduled me down, asked me what dates were good. I was like, okay, yeah, October. Oh, it was in October of 2017 that I got the surgery. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so I put that packet in, they gave me my dates, and we had to do a couple of more tests, right? They tested my eyes, make sure my corneas were thick enough or weren't thick enough to see if I could even get the surgery. And so they were good. They were the magic number to be able to get this surgery. And I was like, yes, finally something's going good in the military, right? And so we go through the whole process. They're like, yeah, just be sure you have somebody drive you to your appointment, you're gonna be good, right? And so pretty much a couple other things they needed to get this surgery, just so in case you guys are wondering, right, is a glasses prescription. So we need a glasses prescription 12 months or older on file in Ulta, 24 months or older if you are under the age of 21. Meaning that Ulta is pretty much a database of medical information. Like, you go to sick hall, they put your information in Ulta. And so pretty much basic, they put it in Ulta. And so if you had a prescription in basic or just any prescription whatsoever put into the system, they could pull it up and be like, okay, cool. If not, you have to find a glasses prescription that you may have had like a couple years back, either older than a year or older than 2 years. So keep that in mind. If you do not have one on file, it will ask you to obtain one from an outside source, meaning you have to go to a previous, civilian optometrist and get that checked out. For contact lens users, which was also me, right, you will need to be out of contact lenses a minimum of 30 days prior to your preoperative appointment. Failure to remove contact lenses 30 days prior to preoperative appointment will result in rescheduling of appointment. So you got to make sure you take those contact lenses out. You do not want it to mess up this big day, right? And that's pretty much all the requirements that I've gone over for this. And I have the picture of the commander's authorization sheet. It pretty much does the same thing. And there's a couple things that happen after the surgery, right? So I'll get into that after I describe my experience with the surgery. And so it's there on the day of, we're getting ready, they're prepping me up, I'm laying on a table, I'm like, oh my God, they're about to laser my eyes, because they're shaving down your cornea with this this treatment pretty much. It's not like LASIK where they cut that little slit into your eye, they do all that mumbo jumbo. Not really 100% sure how LASIK goes anyway, but PRK, they're shaving down the cornea and I think recurving it to where it gives you a clear image of whatever you're trying to look at. And so we did that, and I'm laying there, they numb the eyes, they put like a numbing agent on there, numbing drops, and you can't feel anything, right? Like nothing whatsoever. They're like, poke your eye, they're like, can you feel that? I'm like, no. And we're going through this process, and they laser my eye. It was like 17 seconds for one eye, and then another like 15, 16 for my other eye, and it was just like magical. Like that's all it took, just 17 seconds per eye to cure a lifetime's worth of horrible, horrible vision. I remember when they put the saline solution in my eyes to clean off whatever was there, I was looking around and I could see the clock clear as day, and I was like, oh my God, I can see see without my glasses or my contacts. This is amazing. And just from then on, like I went from like having like literally could not see my hand in front of my face from like right here without my glasses to being able to have 20/10 vision. I remember them testing it out. I could see the smallest little letters on the little chart whenever they give you an eye exam. I was like, this is insane. Oh my God. And so pretty much once you do that, you know, you have whoever brought you there drive you home. They put your they give you glasses that you have to wear, sunglasses, because light is going to be your worst enemy after this surgery. I promise you guys. Day 3 of this surgery was excruciatingly painful. Your eyes get really, really dry for a little bit. They give you a bunch of saline drops. You're gonna be putting those in like every 5 minutes, if not more than that. And you go through these like they're like candy. You're just like, because trust me, your eyes get so dry. Like it's painful sometimes. Day 3 is usually the only painful day, but they give you either Percocets and or 800 milligrams ibuprofen. I was lucky enough to get the Percocets. So that kind of just helped with the pain a little bit, but even then it wasn't that bad. Day 1, 2, good. 4, 5, 6, fine as well, just dry eyes. And then I experienced dry eyes even to this day a little bit, not as frequently as when I first got the surgery, but for that whole first month, it was just eye drops, right? And it even says here, after the surgery, right, it says, I realized after refractive surgery, the soldier will be on convalescent leave for 6 days and will have a physical profile as follows. So convalescent leave pretty much is leave that you take, but it's medical related, so it really doesn't come out of your days, right? And it's for those 6 days of recovery that you're gonna have after your surgery, right? So like day 1 through 6, day 3 being the worst in terms of pain and discomfort. And it says for 1 year, this is what your profile is gonna say afterwards also. For 1 year, sunglasses must be worn outside during daylight hours. For 1 month, may not do the following. And it's a long list. It's pretty much a dead man's profile, but it says no driving a tactical vehicle, no driving of military government vehicles after sundown, must wear eye pro for 4 weeks while riding in a military vehicle, no swimming, no wearing a pro mask or face paint, no organized PT, no contact sports, no combative training, no aerobic activity that generates perspiration as to avoid concentrated sweat entering the eyes, no CBRN training to include gas chamber or riot control agents, no working in sunny, windy, dusty areas and non-climate controlled areas, no non-climate controlled living environment, no firing of any weapon system or exposure to live fire, no smallpox vaccinations. So that's a mouthful, right? Pretty much like if you're at Fort Bliss like I was, that's a non-climate controlled area that's windy, it's dusty all the time there. So pretty much for that whole month I was just kind of like just on CQ, chilling, doing the things until I recovered, and then I was able to go back to the field for any like, you know, field missions we had. And you're also not to deploy or mobilize 90 days from the date of surgery. And pretty much after that, you're gonna have follow-up appointments. You're gonna have about like 3 of them or 4 of them. It's your initial eye exam, right, up to half a day. You have a mandatory consult brief. You have the surgery itself, and then you have the post-operative exams, 5 visits scheduled during the first year. So you're gonna be going back 5 times in that time frame. But that's pretty much PRK in a nutshell, guys. I was looking up statistics and average prices on the civilian side, how much this would cost, and on average, I was looking, it was like $2,300 per eye in the civilian sector. So if you add that up, it's almost literally like about $5,000 surgery total, just depending on where you go. And to be able to get that for free in the military, I think it's really good. I think if you guys have vision problems, it should be something you look into. If you want to be able to have, you know, clear vision, 20/10 vision, and just be able to see without the hassle of contacts and glasses, it should be something you guys look into, right? Like, definitely take advantage of the stuff the military has to offer. Don't just waste it. Be able to say you got something out of it. You know, you did your time and you were able to get clear vision, and it stays for at least a good 10-15 years. And if not, you just need to, like a minor prescription and glasses. But other than that, I am 100% happy with my PRK surgery, and I hope you guys will be too if you consider doing it. Comment down below if you guys are planning on checking out this program, if you guys are interested in getting your vision fixed, and just anything like that. Let me know also in the comment section what other videos you'd like to see in the future. as well as heading over to my Instagram. And if you have any questions whatsoever after this video, send a message through there at Ben_Allen175. Best possible place to reach me if you have any questions whatsoever. And be sure to like this video if you took anything away from it. It really, really helps us out. And subscribe here if you're new to the channel. We post content, pretty much new videos every Friday, live streams every Wednesday, and I'm also doing some gaming Among Us with other military members that I serve with or have served with or currently serving, and just some of my civilian friends in general. But now that you're at the end of this video, be sure to check out some of my other content as well. I have videos talking about yellow phase in basic training, which they just added, how they removed shark attack as well from basic training, and also talking about the new first 100 yards that is replacing the shark attack. So if any of those videos interest you, be sure to check them out, guys. You can find them on my YouTube page. And if you have any question about basic training, I have a bunch of videos talking about basic training as well. Be sure to check them out. 68 Whiskey content, I got it. Hope to see you guys commenting on some of those other videos. Thank you for your time. I will see you on the next one. Later.